He was also a shaman. And he was talking about just the widespread depression he'd seen sprouting up everywhere as a result of the financial crash. And what he said, in all of his experience, what works best in treating depression, better than any medication or therapy, is exercise and people. And he talked about a Lakota tradition where people have their healing circle. And he said, you know, in mainstream white America, he hadn't really seen much corollary to that. Few little examples, but no, not really. And so something that I highly recommend, especially every time I'm with a community, is that you consider forming a prosperity circle, if you don't already have one. And then with your prosperity circle, challenge yourselves to see just how much prosperity you can create without even using money. And this could include things like sharing skills and services and material things. What's easy for one person to give away is often something very precious to somebody else. It might also include creating recreation that isn't reliant upon money. You know, how many of us, when we feel finances are stretched too thin, just start to isolate and don't get with friends anymore because it always seems to involve spending money? It doesn't have to. A prosperity circle can also become a group for giving emotional and spiritual and practical support for not just finding the right job, but really for fulfilling life purposes. I actually feel so strongly about this that I'm dedicating this year to helping groups come together, and I actually offer a lot of support for it. So if you want, you know, some help with structuring that, I can help you out a little bit with it. But we're going to do some prosperity making today. We're going to make some prosperity here. We're going to start it out with a meditation because the energy of joined consciousness, especially joined consciousness in love, is just tremendously powerful. It's an amplifier. And it's an energy that takes us all to places we couldn't easily go alone. So we're going to start with a meditation, and then we're going to continue with something else, a little different. But for this, you might want to get comfy in your seat, snuggle in, close your eyes. Bill will play a little background music for this. And just relax your body and quiet your mind with some deep, slow breaths. And just softly let your awareness expand to include your higher, wiser, spiritual self. That beautiful, radiant being of light that is your true self. And see the higher selves of all of us here in this room now joining you. We are all together as just so many beautiful beings of light. And imagine that we have all gathered here today to assist one another in releasing limitation and growing prosperity. So just feel yourself connected to all of these people and feel how together we form a powerful circle for spiritual work. And recognize how much more powerful we are together. Our joined intentions quicken our growth so that what has seemed difficult in the past will come easily now. So feel the energy of this gathering of light, this circle of light building, building. Just picture us all immersed in a beautiful sea of light. It's the universal source that metaphysicians speak of. It's also the zero-point field known to physicists. And it's the light of unconditional love seen by those who've had near-death experiences. To mystics, it's the light of transcendence. And just imagine this light to be the essence of all beauty, the source of absolute well-being, the light of pure divine love. Feel yourself held in the loving and blissful embrace of this limitless source, just rocked in an ocean of light, breathing it in with every breath. This is the abundance of God. And you see that your breathing deeply from this source doesn't make there be less for anyone else, any more than your breathing deeply robs breath from the person next to you. This limitless source is the substance and energy that becomes all the tangible manifestations of our good. And it's never divine will that we suffer or live in scarcity or fear. Spirit wants only love and well-being for us. And all the pain we experience in this world comes from our believing that we can ever be separate from God. So in your imagination now, picture drawing from this limitless source. And now what I'd like you to do is, with your mind, with intention, create a ball of energy that you can picture forming right in front of you. And you're creating this with your thoughts, and you can even use your hands to grow and shape this ball of energy, especially for those healers out there who know how much energy you got in your hands. We have energy centers in our hands. So if you use your hands to shape this ball, you may actually be able to feel the sensation and quality of this energy as you reach out and touch it. And you can just picture it as beautiful light. And energy follows our intention. So what you're creating mentally is becoming something quite real. And just imagine this energy ball as being the essence of true prosperity. And don't fill in the details of it. Instead, just imagine this ball as being an unlimited resource from which all of our highest good manifests. You might imagine it as a beautifully wrapped gift where you don't know exactly what's in it, because the moment you define it, you limit it. You put your personal agendas and ego into it. But you do know that it holds all the magic and wonder of life, sweetness, beauty, freedom, peace, unlimited possibilities and joy. Just really put your heart and soul into forming this ball of prosperity and hold it in your hands, feeling its preciousness. You can even imagine that you're holding the winning lottery ticket. Just imagine that. And now, this prosperity blessing that you've just created, it isn't for you. It's going to be a giveaway. So you just notice if you feel any disappointment about that, if you've already gotten attached to your energy ball here. It's not a bad thing to have those feelings. But those feelings of attachment do stand in the way of your prosperity. So just notice them, and ever so gently, without any judgment, replace those me feelings by shifting your focus to all the other people in this room. In your mind's eye, just picture everybody else around you and put yourself in their places for a moment and feel how excited all these people would be to receive an unexpected gift of prosperity, one they didn't have to work for, a gift that would change their lives, a gift that might provide incredible relief when they need it most. Maybe it would open a new door of opportunity. And just imagine yourself able to just hand over to each person here a winning lottery ticket that is going to change their life. See if you can just imagine those people's joy, their gratitude, their tears of relief, and their excitement at receiving such a gift. And when you can imagine all this so vividly that it just fills you at the thought of being able to give this gift, then send this prosperity ball out there to everybody in this room. And this is energy. So as you send this energy, it doesn't divide. As you send it, it multiplies. So there's more than enough to go around. And as you send it out, see if you can let all of the people here matter to you. The ones you know, the ones you love, even the ones you don't like so much, the ones whose faces you can't even picture right now. Maybe the ones you don't know at all. See if you can let them matter to you, letting their well-being feel as important as your own, as important to you as your most cherished loved ones. And you don't need to believe in the power of what you're doing. Just imagine. Imagine that you have just delivered an amazing gift of prosperity. Imagine that you have changed lives for the better. And imagine how it would feel to have done that. Just let yourself experience how good that feels. And then realize that all these people, everyone in this room, has just done the same for you. Sending the blessing of unexpected prosperity that you didn't have to work for. A blessing that may well change your life. And feel what an incredible gift this is and how loved you are. And imagine that a force you may not even understand has been set in motion on your behalf. That you have resources you didn't have before. Things are possible that weren't before. And just hold these thoughts lightly. You don't even have to believe. Hold them as lightly as you would a little butterfly that just lit in your hand for a moment. Don't try to figure it out or decide if it's true or not. Just imagine how it would feel if it was. Let it be an experiment. And then ever so lightly, just let it go. Like a butterfly just flying away. And just so very gently now, just let yourself start to return back to an awareness of your body sitting in your chair. Take a deep breath or two and come back. So, metaphysics teaches us that scarcity is an illusion. And when we're in a meditative state, we can all really start to feel it, can't we? We can just start to say, oh yeah, I feel the limitlessness of God. And then we go home and, scarcity starts to feel real again. Well, we are going to create some prosperity here. We're going to create abundance here. And, this isn't going to even be working with any out there metaphysical energy techniques, no visualization, no intention. This is going to be pretty basic. We're going to do it actually using Post-it notes, sticky notes, sticky notes. So I'm going to pass these around and invite everybody